Good morning, Max.
Mark,
How are you, sir?
great, and you?
Good, good. I got to get your picture up there, Max, so I can see you on video.
Oh yeah, oh there we go.
There it comes. There you
I'm used
are. Looking good, sir. Is this your typical look, Max?
my typical look. This
Yeah.
is Max's typical look. Yeah.
Okay, this is what you go with. Dog included?
I'm sorry.
Dog included?
No, the dog doesn't come with it. This is my best friend.
All right. All right, Max. So just
He
give me.
can come with me out in the street.
All right. So
Get down.
just give me a quick introduction if you don't mind, Max. Just tell me your name, where you're originally from, and how old you are.
Well, here's before we get into that.
Sure.
Here's my concern.
Yeah.
I have no desire really for fame
Okay.
or to put spotlight on my personal life.
Okay.
And so I'm really hesitant to disclose anything about myself, about my personal life, my real name. I know I have to disclose it to you at some point,
Mhm.
but I don't want to bring me, my person, into. I don't want to disclose me to the world.
What are you willing to show?
Max, the mobster.
Okay.
Now
But
I
nothing
know this
behind the
is-
curtain.
I'm sorry.
But nothing behind the curtain.
Well, I can't say nothing behind the curtain because I have an idea of what you do. Now, I don't watch a lot of TV, but I have an idea of what, well, I think I have an idea of what you're looking for.
Okay.
So I know that we're going to have to talk about this. But I wanted to tell you that right up front.
Okay.
I don't want to bring the world into my personal life.
Okay. That might be an issue.
Yeah.
We're looking to show Vegas kind of in a different light, or at least from different angles. We're looking to show it through 6 different people's lives and just kind of interweave their stories and how they get on in Vegas. But we're trying to show it from a different point of view. We don't want it just to be what everyone expects, which might be, the pit bosses and the DJs and all that. We're looking for other angles. So I thought yours was something, I don't first think of when I think of Vegas, an impersonator or something like that. So I thought that was neat. But, they would follow you around for a certain amount of time and probably want to get some of that personal life. So if you're not willing, it's probably not worth either of our time. No big deal. I mean, but, if you're not into it, I understand. And, that's that. But, what we would do here is I talk to you for about 10, 15 minutes, and I do ask you about you. I ask you what you do there, what you do for not only for a living, but also in your free time and, at home. And if you don't want to share any of that, I get it, but it would be wasting both of our times, I think, because, we need some access.
I understand that. Well, I don't want to waste your time, but I think 15 minutes. Let's talk and see what comes out of this 15 minutes, and
All right.
and then we can go from there.
Okay.
Um,
So
but-
Max, by the way, is not your real name. That's the stage name?
Well, it is. I go by Max. My last name is Maxwell.
Okay.
I go by Max. My wife calls me Max.
Okay. And where are you originally from, Max?
I grew up in the East. I lived in Los Angeles for about 20 years. I came to Las Vegas 13 years ago, and I've lived here since 2000.
All right. What brought you to Vegas?
I got divorced in 2000, and I lived in Los Angeles at the time and just kind of ran away from home.
Why Vegas?
Came to Vegas. I figured this would be the last place anybody would look for me, and I was wrong. I came here, and my family found me very quickly.
Okay.
And I guess they cared for me. So,
Well,
but I love it here.
what'd you do for work before you went to Vegas?
I worked for insurance, a very large health insurance company,
Okay.
and I was just in sales support. And came here, started a new career in basically IT type work,
Okay.
and did very well for the past 12 years. And things changed in 2012, and I started looking in different areas, different fields, and real estate was one, and started working on my own different projects, and started playing with different things, and started not working for a while.
Okay.
And which is kind of what I'm doing right now, not working, and this is something I do for fun.
Well, tell me about it, because I read your emails, but my bosses know nothing. So when I show them this quick 15-minute interview, they need to know. So tell us what you do now.
Right now, I do mostly nothing. I spend a lot of my time on the Strip. I do it for fun. I love being down there on my off time. I love the people down there. I love seeing them come to Vegas for the first time and their excitement, their enjoyment, their the expressions on their face, the smiles. You know, everybody comes to Vegas for one reason. Whether they're here on vacation or whether they're here for a convention, they come here to have fun. And that's what Vegas is all about. And everybody that's here, whether it's work or personal, they're here to have fun, and they're here smiling and laughing and having fun. And I love watching them do that.
I'm a people watcher myself.
I'm sorry?
I'm a big people watcher myself. I enjoy that.
Yeah, and it's fun in Vegas. I mean, there's just so much for people to see and do, and just the fountains of Bellagio and that stupid pirate show that I've seen 1,000 times. I don't want to see it anymore, but seeing other people see it for the first time, and especially seeing children see it. You know, there's not too many children that see it, but you know, just seeing the expression on people's face is a lot of fun.
So what do you do when you go to the Strip when you're hanging out? Do you just pick a bench and just sit there all day and watch, or what do you do?
No, I don't sit at all. I walk and walk and walk. I walk probably 20, 30 miles on a weekend, sometimes 20, 30 miles a day on weekends, and sometimes during the week. I walk a lot. I've lost about 30 pounds just in the past few months from walking and just drinking a lot of water because it's starting to warm up.
Yeah.
And so I walk quite a bit. I'm restless. I don't sit still very long.
Max, so you're going out there in that 100 and whatever degree weather wearing that?
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I drink a lot of water. I don't consume caffeine at all. I don't drink alcohol. So all the things that make you susceptible to heat, I avoid. And I have a few other tricks that help me out. The heat doesn't bother me. Now this weekend is going to get up to 117. It might be a problem. So we'll see what happens.
You might actually perspire a little.
Yeah, I might.
Well, tell me about this outfit. Where'd this come from? And what is it? Why you wear this?
You know, I have in my personal life a few problems. I'm a big supporter of personal freedom and the Constitution. And Vegas, you know, Vegas, I think, is one of the most corrupt. One of the reasons I came to Vegas is I think my family knew that I don't like corruption. I don't like corrupt government. And Vegas would be a place that I wouldn't want to live because of corruption. And I have a problem with corrupt governments. And so when I'm pushed, to make a long story short, I push back. So when the police push me, I push back. I end up getting in trouble a lot. Okay. So I have had a few arrests. I have no convictions. I'm not a criminal. But I feel like the police have treated me like a criminal. And so I thought, why not take this character and turn it around and make something of it? And so I started looking into this mobster character, thinking there are no mobsters in Vegas anymore. I mean, there are, but you don't see them, the classic old school mobster. There are no characters on the Strip. So I thought, why not do this, take it out on the street and see what happens, just for fun. Take the violin case and just see what people do. And it turns out that people don't get it. People see the suit and they think it's just some high roller out on the Strip. And people see the violin case and they ask me to play a song for them. They don't put the violin case together with the mobster in the suit. So I had to do something different. So I went out and I got this machine gun and started taking it out. And I'm very careful. I've just been testing it recently.
Sure.
I don't want to have a man with a gun call in Metro. They have a tendency to come and shoot first.
Is that real?
No, it's a replica.
Okay.
It's heavy. It looks real, and it's actually a replica, and so it does look and it feels real. It's very heavy. It's metal.
It's cool.
The handles are plastic. That's the only thing that's not real.
Is that a Tommy
gun?
gun?
It had a Made in China sticker on there. Somebody caught me a few nights ago with the Made in China sticker. He called me on that, so I just took that off and cleaned up, so you don't see that anymore.
All right.
But, so now when I go, I carry the violin case, and it fits very well inside there. I have to take the handle off. It fits inside the violin case, and I take it and I'll stay in one place with the violin case, and I know I'm dragging this out a little bit.
No, it's all right.
Anyway, I'll take it out and stand in one place. I don't move around with it. I don't hold it right now while I'm testing it. I don't want to be walking around with a machine gun until I get Metro used to a guy in a suit carrying a machine gun. So when Metro gets used to it and I get comfortable with it, then I'll go from there. But anyway, the point was it just came from the way police have treated me, and I thought I'd play with it a little bit. So I'm having fun with it.
So Max, what do you do out there when you're out there? Do you interact with people? Are you like are you in character when you're out there playing this mobster? Or what's it like? Like, how do you get tips?
Yeah, I started out just walking around, just to see what people's reaction would be, and just to see what spots on the strip I would get the best reaction. Now, all the street performers have their spots, and they're a little territorial. You don't want to get in somebody else's territory, and some of them actually will physically fight for their spot.
Sure.
So I don't want to invade anybody else's space. I know which spaces the guys have. I know some of the guys out there. So I started just walking around, and that's when I discovered that a lot of people don't get it. The British, the Irish get it, the Australians get it. They know history. Americans don't seem to know their history. So I started walking around, and I started getting reactions from people, and I got a lot of compliments on the suit, and a lot of people asking me how long I've been playing the violin and that kind of thing. So I walk around a lot, and then I started meeting people. I know a lot of the showgirls. I've done photo shoots with them, and just learned. I've just met them, and so I kind of worked around them and ended up working in a few spots and found some spots that I liked that worked well. And I'm still tweaking it a little bit, making some changes that attract more attention. I've got the cards, the plastic cards that you see when someone has a mug shot. It has their ID, the police department, the date, the ID on it. I'm using that now to put people, so people will know it's a mug shot. It kind of gives them an idea that I'm not just a violinist out there on the street in a nice suit, that this is a photo opportunity for them. They can have their mug shot with the guy, a mobster. So it kind of gives people more of an idea that it's a photo opportunity rather than just some schmuck out there in a nice suit. So I'm still tweaking it a little bit, trying to fine tune it. But I find spots that I like better. But walking around, people are still there's characters all up and down the strip, and people are always looking for. They're not looking for those characters, but there are places where the characters tend to hang out more, Max, and so you find those spots, and it works out well. You just don't want to invade somebody else's space.
Sure. Do you ever have any problems with the guys out there, or they know who you are too, so it's not an issue at this point? Or have you had some run-ins, but now it's all cleared up?
No. I introduce myself. I'm cool with them. I don't get into their space. I talk to them, and you just don't want to. You don't want to get up into their area and work right next to them. You stay away from them. Okay. You talk to them, and you just be cool with them. And
okay. So Max, when you put on the uniform or the outfit, put on the suit and the hat and get out there, do you change character, or are you a different person? Does personality change?
I have a little theater background, but improv was something I struggled with in theater, and I start out, how you doing? That's it. When I'm walking on the street, I get eye contact with people, and that's it. Beyond that, I need to work on it a little bit. I talk to people, but I don't want to do that New York, Brooklyn accent. That's not the mobster in Las Vegas. Bugsy Siegel didn't have that accent. He was a businessman. He came from New York, but he didn't have that accent, from what I understand. So I'm working on what kind of accent I should have, what kind of character I should develop. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing Bugsy Siegel. He was an extremely violent person. I don't want to do that. So I'm just sticking with my own accent. I'm just interacting with people with whatever they come up with, whatever they want, whatever they seem to go with. I kind of go with them.
Okay.
And so I'm still developing the character, letting it develop itself, letting it develop based on what other people come up with.
How often are you out there doing this?
It's kind of off and on. I don't go out every night. I go out sometimes in the daytime just to walk, which doesn't work very well. It works much better on the weekends, obviously, because it's busier.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday don't work too well because it's just slow. People don't.
Okay.
Just not a lot of people out there. But weekends are better.
All right. So now's where I'm going to ask just a couple more of the personal questions, and you answer them or you don't. So
Okay.
when you're not doing that on the Strip, what do you do with your free time? What hobbies are you into? What other stuff do you do when you're not doing the character?
I do projects on my own. I do web development. I used to do web design. I worked for 12 years for a company doing their website. Basically, I did IT for them. And technology advanced while I was with this company, and I didn't advance. So now I'm 12 years behind on technology,
Okay.
and it looks like it's going to be kind of hard for me to catch up. And that's why I went into, I don't know if I mentioned, I went into real estate last year, and that didn't work out too well for me.
Okay.
So I still do a few projects with websites, but like I said, the technology and web development has advanced, and I'm a little behind.
Okay.
I still do a few projects. I do data management. I do IT kind of work. And,
What about like hobbies or how do you spend your days? What do you get into?
hobbies is like I said, it's just on the Strip. I spend most of my time on the computer. If I'm at home, I still enjoy computer work.
Mm-hmm.
I have my own websites. I did the spiritofbugsy.com.
Okay.
I have other websites that I work on just for fun.
Okay. And you said you're married?
I am married. Yeah.
All right. All right. After being in Vegas for 13 years now, you might have taken on some of the Vegas personality in some way, if that's even a thing. I don't know, but it seems like when you think of Vegas, you think of certain things and certain people and all that. And I guess after 13 years, how are you more, quote unquote Vegas, and how are you not so Vegas?
Well, Vegas, it's a surprising town once you live here for a while. There's the Strip, and that's what most people see, and then there's Las Vegas, the city, that people don't see.
Mm-hmm.
I have heard there are more churches in Vegas than any other city.
Wow.
And I'm a Christian. I believe very strongly in my religion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Seventh-day Adventist, and my church is very important to me.
Okay.
And there's a whole side of Vegas that's just like any other city. It doesn't have the lights. It doesn't have the energy and the excitement. It's just like any other town, shopping centers and just as normal as it can be.
But it's funny because being a strong Christian and then being in Sin City, they're not supposed to go together. So why does it work for you? And is it hard for you when you're out there to not judge all the people you're seeing doing what they're doing and all that?
Well, yeah, there's two answers. There was a couple of questions there. It was. I'll do the last answer first before I forget it. There's a part in the Bible. I can't quote the Bible well enough. I really feel bad about this. I would like to be able to quote it more, but there's something in the Bible that says don't try to prevent people from sinning. If people are going to sin, let them do it. You want to be a role model. You want to lead by example, but you don't want to stop people from sinning. So people are here to do what they're going to do. You don't want to come out and stop them.
Okay.
So you got to accept that people are here to do what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Now, one problem for me for the past 2 years, I've been looking for permanent full-time work. Being a Seventh-day Adventist, I'm not going to work from sunset Friday to sunset Saturday on the Sabbath. That's very difficult for me to find work because on Vegas, hotels and casinos, you got to work on weekends.
Yeah.
You got to work on Saturday. And so that's a problem. If I'm going to work in a casino, well, I can't work in a casino. That supports gambling. I can't work in a place that serves alcohol. I oppose alcohol and drinking. I can't work in a place that supports or promotes the adult industry.
Mm-hmm.
Even the place I worked for 12 years promoted art and it was fine art. It was beautiful art, but I had a conflict. Some of it was related to the Playboy industry and Leroy Neiman, and I had a little bit of a conflict with that. But I still worked for that company, and I went with it.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of a conflict for me. But I have to avoid it. I have to do the best I can, make the best decisions I can with it, and still hold on to my Christian values.
Okay.
But I don't know if that answered all your questions.
Yeah. No, it did. It did fine. And actually, I'm sorry, I'm not a very religious person, so it was Seventh Day. What was it?
Seventh-day Adventist.
Adventist.
Yes.
Okay.
It is a Christian denomination. The big difference between us and most other Christian denominations is that we worship on Saturday instead of Sunday.
Okay.
Saturday is the seventh day. It's the Sabbath. And the fourth commandment of the Ten Commandments is remember the Sabbath, keep it holy. And we believe strongly in honoring all 10 commandments, not just the ones that are convenient.
Okay. All right, Max. Well, this will wrap it up. So if we were interested in you, and if you worked it out and you thought, okay, it does sound okay and it's not too intrusive and I'm going to go for it. If we were going to film you for an extended period of time, and I actually don't know how long they plan to shoot this show for, whether it's, a month or 2 months or whatever they decide on, but what might we see? What do you think? What will you give us access to? What will we get to see in your life, Max?
Outside of the character.
In character, because that's a big thing of what you do as well, so that counts. How often we see you in character, and then also outside the character, yeah.
Well, I'll be honest with you. There's a couple of major changes going on in my life right now.
Okay.
One is the marriage, which may not last.
Okay.
I'm on the verge of being hired by a major real estate company.
Okay.
And I'm very excited about that. So that may take up my daytime hours.
Okay.
Which would be good as far as stability.
And Max, it would be like, actually, would you be in an office all day, or would you be going around and showing houses, that sort of thing?
In an office. It would be a sales support type position.
Okay.
And outside of the Max on the Strip, my free time would probably be mostly on the Strip, just walking, watching other people, enjoying watching other people having fun on the Strip, interacting with them.
Max, are you willing to share any of your religious beliefs or any of that, or is that off limits?
Well, that's I'd be willing to share that. That's been a stressful part of my life for the past year. I stopped going to church. I'm begging to go back because of personal problems. The church is begging to get me back.
Sure.
Maybe this is the catalyst that is going to get me to go back.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd be willing to show a part of that. I'm not sure how the church would feel about it.
Sure. You never know.
That.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, Max, just so you know, just to put you at ease, besides myself, there'll be 2 other people, my executive producer and his partner, that will watch this video and see if they're interested in you and your quote-unquote storyline there in Vegas. And if they are, they're going to contact you next week and try to set up a time where they can come to Vegas and meet you in person and get to learn a little bit more about you and your life. So that's all for now. No one else is going to see this but the 3 of us. And that's that. I appreciate your time, and I hope it wasn't too painful for you.
No, it's not painful. And listen, I'll tell you, my name is Jonas Maxwell, Jonas.
Okay.
Maxwell. And
it's a good name.
My personal website is jonasmaxwell.com.
Okay.
Doesn't tell a lot about me on that website, but it will. You can get a little information about what I believe in from that website.
And you're in your 40s, Max?
56.
Figure better I throw that out there than in your 50s and get it wrong. All right, man. Hey, Max, just two things for contact purposes. What's the best phone number to reach you at and best email?
702
Yeah.
275
Okay.
4114.
All right.
And email would be max at spiritofbugsy.com.
Spirit of Bugsy, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, that's it, man. Do you have any questions for me, Max, before I let you go? Like I said, you would know by next week, and then my boss, his name is Kevin Harris, he would be the one contacting you, most likely, I think, to go further. And he could answer most of the questions about when would you film, what are you really looking for, what angles do you want to go with, because he'll watch this and decide what he thinks is interesting or not. And I'll have answers for you then. But if you have any quick questions, I could try to answer them now.
No, I don't have any questions yet.
Okay.
This is new to me, so I really
Sure.
wouldn't know what to ask.
Sure.
I would want to tell you there is a party I'm scheduled to do on July 11th.
Okay.
A Thursday night, so if you're filming by then, that might be something you would be interested in.
Okay. Cool. Very good.
So.
All right, Maxwell. Hey, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Best of luck there in Vegas. And like I said, if they're interested, you'll know about it by next week. If you don't hear anything and you want to send me an email, just making sure, hey, have they decided yet or what they're doing, I'll let you know whatever I know.
All right, I appreciate it.
Okay, Max. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.